Welcome to StenchCast.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to StenchCast. We are your hosts, Pench.
And Smench.
It has been quite some time, has it not?
Since Christmas-ish, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it's been this year, and I think it may have been last year that we last uploaded.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I've been in college, so we took a hiatus. And, well, I got back like 3-ish weeks ago. And we've been mostly working on a little something that you might be familiar with called
StenchCast.
Yep, that's the one. No, but a little something called Left 4 Dead Expert Realism.
What? No way.
Damn right, baby. And also, I've just been fucking lazy. I don't want to call it lazy because I worked my ass off in college this year. And I did a damn good job, too. But, yeah, I took these first couple weeks just to relax, recuperate, and get back into the swing of things. And now, I think I can say that I'm back in some capacity because I have started working on my most massive project since the Ares video.
Expert Realism Part 2.
Yep. Part 2? Yeah, man. We're actually on dead center still.
we restarted, actually. We're doing it again.
Yeah, we're still on Dark Carnival.
Yeah.
No, but originally I had a plan to do 3 projects in a very specific order. I've skipped 2 of those. Mm-hmm. And I've gone straight to the third one, which is the most massive one and the one I've been the most excited for about a year, maybe over a year. No, definitely over a year. Mm-hmm. Like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And this project involves another much larger content creator. I got to interview him. Yep. Yeah, that's the one. No, we finally got Jacksepticeye. You know, we were talking about getting him in the first few episodes.
We already had this discussion where we tried to get him. We got a hold of him. We had a date scheduled, and it fell through. So that one kind of died out. But now we got Markiplier.
Actually, do you not? Markiplier died.
What?
Yeah, he got hit by a plane.
No. He was my hero.
That's funny because he was blasting "There Goes My Hero" by the Foo Fighters, and then a plane just crashed on top of him. He was the only one that died. There wasn't even a pilot on the plane.
It was just a plane. It was flying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's the one.
Someone threw it like a football. Had a mean spiral.
It was Jacksepticeye.
Could have gone pro if they didn't throw a plane at Markiplier. But no, I'm currently working on a project that I am extremely excited about. You can ask Joe here.
He's not that excited.
Except he can't. Yeah, you're right, man. I almost fucking cried. Because I am so insanely fucking overjoyed to be finally tackling this. Mm-hmm. I didn't have the time to do it before. But now I do.
Epic.
And yeah, it's going to be fucking huge. And I know it's going to do well. And it's definitely going to be my longest video. And I don't think it'll take longer than the Ares video because a lot of the Ares video was waiting for the creator of the content I was analyzing to reach out back to me. This one, I've had this interview done since before college. I was just working on other shit.
So technically, in a sense, it actually is longer than the Ares video.
Well, shit, yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Got him there.
Yeah. No, but the Ares video, I was less experienced. I didn't know how to do the things that I was learning to do on my own. And that made it take a little bit longer than it could have if I would have tackled it now. But I think I could have this one done in maybe a month.
Indeed.
We'll see. But again, it is a fucking massive project. So get ready.
Get ready for something. Mm-hmm.
Get ready for my nuts.
Amen.
That is one thing that I love.
Is when you get ready for my nuts.
I name everything, like my saves, Minecraft worlds, everything, Joe's nuts. That's not a joke. I'm being dead serious. I don't know why I started doing that, but like literally all of my saves and Minecraft worlds or Gmod, whatever, are named Joe's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just funny. But I love how in my like video essays I try to be as well spoken as possible, and I try not to be too profane because I want my video essays to be intelligent. And then in my other videos and in StenchCast, I'm gonna show you my nuts.
I'm gonna jerk off.
Yeah!
It's real. Every night.
I thought about putting that clip in my expert realism video, but I thought, well, maybe it's probably not a good idea to put a cropped video of a man jerking off on YouTube.
I don't know why that would be an issue.
Instagram Reels can get away with it, but I don't know about YouTube.
That's real. That's not what I want to do. Oh. No. But yeah, that's epic funny. So, as for me, while playing web fishing, it's like, you're actually gonna die, like tonight. I have a gun. I'm gonna kill you.
No,
I'm gonna shoot you in the head. That's too bad. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat your footage.
No.
Your footage is gone. Done. Footage gone.
Your footage, done.
Amen. But yeah, playing web fishing. It's just a fishing game. Pretty cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but going back to Left 4 Dead. Now, yeah, we're doing expert realism. I streamed us playing the second campaign on my Twitch channel, which was pretty epic and fun, and like maybe 2 people showed up and no one was in the chat, which that was epic. But the new Left 4 Dead topic that I want to talk on, which isn't really new, it's been around for a while, I just happened to stumble upon it recently. And in my notes here that I've written down, I have it labeled as Left 4 Dead 2 Retard. And I just can't stop laughing at it. For like the past like 2 weeks I've had this. And the reason I labeled it that is because I stumbled across a video. This wasn't the original video of the retard in question. This was someone in the Left 4 Dead community analyzing another video. I forget all their names because I am just dumb and retarded and can't remember.
Is it the
Left 4 Dead 2 is a walking simulator.
Yep. Left 4 Dead 2 is a walking simulator.
I never watched it, but
never watched it either. But I stumbled across a video like, this guy is idiot, and since have stumbled upon like 3 other videos of people absolutely just stomping this guy's teeth in for making the shittiest video on the platform.
It's real.
Where basically, if you don't know, there was a video that was like, oh, Left 4 Dead 2 is a walking simulator, and it was basically just a guy like sucking off Back 4 Blood and shitting on Left 4 Dead 2,
which is absolutely insane.
Yeah, first off, that's insane in its own right, but second of all, it's even more insane when you look deeper into the video, find out the guy has only ever played Back 4 Blood. And when he did try out Left 4 Dead 2 to make the video, he went into it not wanting to have fun, not expecting to have fun, didn't have fun, played like a bot, and, just apparently also played with his eyes closed and his ears plugged, because everyone flamed him for it as well, where he just didn't fucking basically just didn't play the game right. It was just completely stupid. But on top of that, a lot of his topics, or his points rather, were absolutely eaten into. Where it was like, oh, the one most prevalent that really stuck with me was like, oh, Back for Blood has the shop thing where you can buy stuff, and Left 4 Dead 2's solution to this problem was not having a shop. And it was like, okay, buddy, first of all, Left 4 Dead 2 came out first. Second of all, I don't want to shop in Left 4 Dead 2. I don't want to shop in my zombie shooter game. It definitely depends on what kind of game it is. But if it's a game like Left 4 Dead 2, where it's just you go from point A to point B while killing zombies and doing like little events and that, I don't want to shop, because they have the items scattered around everywhere. It's a lot more fun just going around finding items. I don't want to have to, budget myself to buy a gun and ammo at the next shop. I just want to have gun and ammo. But that was like the most like bewildering to me. Because it was just like, oh yeah, they don't have the shop, idiots. It's like, dude, you're a moron. Like, you're the first person I've ever like heard advocate for a fucking shop. Like that is bewildering. But it just
the game that Left 4 Dead is like, it's extremely simple. It is literally like, I still to this day don't understand how Left 4 Dead has retained its replayability for almost 20 fucking years. 16.
Yeah. Literally started off as a Counter-Strike mod.
If you count Left 4 Dead 1. Yeah. But I do understand, the AI director. I've watched plenty of video essays on that because I'm a whore for video essays. We know this. But the biggest thing is just how simple it is, despite retaining that massive player base.
Yeah.
For so long. And it's so simple that adding a shop would seem entirely redundant and gratuitous.
It would really just take away.
Like, it would add fucking nothing.
Especially like Left 4 Dead 2 by itself, because like another point that was brought up in the Left 4 Dead 2 as a walking simulator video was, oh, it's a movie. I'm not playing a game, I'm watching a movie. Which, to be fair, yes, Left 4 Dead 2 is like, oh yeah, you get the credits at the end, they're chapters. It does have
like that,
yeah, but it does have like the aspects of a movie. But after he played through it once and claimed that every playthrough is the exact same, which couldn't be farther from the truth.
Exactly.
It's like,
even if the AI director and changing levels didn't exist, that still couldn't be farther from the truth.
Yeah, no, like just completely random places for items, different. Like the special infecting can pop in anywhere, the tank can be anywhere.
Different paths for each level.
Indeed.
Every time you load in, there's a different fucking path.
Yeah. And trust us, we know. We've played through the levels multiple times.
I've been playing Left 4 Dead, I want to say since like maybe 2 years after it came out. I've been playing the game since I was a fucking child.
Yeah. Like, we know how it works. But yeah, like, to be fair, it is kind of a movie, but at the same time, it isn't. And in that sense, if it was a movie, why would there need to be a shop? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, oh yeah, let me leave my movie and go to the store and buy something to help me further enjoy this movie. It just, I don't know.
When I saw that video for the first time pop up in my recommended, immediately, like, I couldn't even bring myself to get mad at it, because I knew either, number one, this is either rage bait, or number two, this is someone who is so wildly fucking dumb that engaging with this content would literally leave me walking away with a lesser IQ.
Yeah,
I viewed it almost the same way that I viewed engaging in conversation with Snail, if anyone remembers him from our older episodes.
Yeah, OG.
It was literally like the exact same.
Yeah, and I would say the latter. I don't think that was rage bait. That was definitely a genuine attempt to not necessarily slander Left 4 Dead 2, but an excuse to absolutely just go down on Back for Blood, like fucking to the base.
Yeah.
That it was just genuinely baffling, and I was watching the videos and I was like, oh man, like this guy's getting absolutely destroyed. And I found out he like deleted the video and everything. It's like that is hilarious. That is so fucking funny.
It is.
And that's hence why he's oh my fucking big fish, but hence why
Big four.
I named the topic Left 4 Dead 2 retard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was a big funny time.
Yeah, no, I originally, when you said that, I thought that was going to be expert realism, so I named mine expert retard. But that guy definitely is an expert at being a fucking retard.
Yeah. That is the realness of real. Nope.
Yeah. In other news, I have done some pretty massive upgrades to my PC since the last time we did StenchCast, which it's funny because I always love doing episodes where we talk about our PCs because literally one of our first episodes ever was talking about PC troubles.
Episode 1.
Yeah, yeah. And so what I wanted to do, which I hadn't done, that I wanted to do for a really long time, was upgrade my CPU and my motherboard so that way I could have 2 SSD slots while also having a better CPU. So I did that. I bought a Ryzen 9 7600X. I think that's what it was.
Something like that.
And a brand new motherboard. And I forget what else I bought. I can't remember.
He can't
I
remember.
bought 3.
A case.
No, the case came after because I realized that the motherboard didn't fit my whole case.
Yeah.
Give me 1 sec to look at my former Amazon purchases.
Was the power supply?
Yes, thank you. I wanted to get a better power supply because I was running on a 750 and sorry, a 550, and that is not enough for even what I had at the time. My PC crashed constantly. So I got an 850, and it works fucking beautifully. But of course, I tear everything out of the PC, and I put everything on the new motherboard. And it's only then that I realized the motherboard is too big for my old case. So that night, I got literally the biggest case that I could find that would come within the next, 2 days. I was staying home for that weekend, and I ended up staying an extra day and skipping a whole day of classes, unfortunately. But, I still passed all of them,
Yep,
so
doesn't matter.
we up, baby. I got a NZXT giant-ass case, 2000 million. And what I love about this case is that it has no RGB whatsoever. I don't like RGB at all.
Mm-hmm.
I like a little bit of blue, for my mouse, my keyboard, and my microphone.
Yeah.
But if I could see my keys without the light, I would have no RGB whatsoever. However, the power supply does have a light ring around the fan that you can turn off. But I've chosen not to because you can set it to just always be emanating red. And having just this pitch black case with an ominous red ring of doom looks so fucking sick. So I ended up spending a good $100 more than what I wanted to. And my motherboard was supposed to come with an antenna. It didn't. Thankfully, Joe has the same motherboard, and his antenna, well, he wasn't using it because for some reason his Bluetooth just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Mine does. So he gave me his antenna, which again, thank you.
Indeed.
and it solved literally all of the problems that I had with Bluetooth, which is fucking hilarious to me. But before that, I realized that the Wi-Fi adapter that I was using previously, because I did not have a Wi-Fi card on my old PC, I realized that the two antennas connect the exact same way that the antenna would have. So I disconnected them and just connected them straight into the case, and boom, it worked. But it wasn't a very good permanent solution because Bluetooth was still a little fucky. And then when I get the antenna, suddenly my my Xbox controller has no delay anymore, and my headset doesn't cut out constantly while I'm listening to Spotify. Everything's good. Everything's wonderful. And the only thing left from the original pre-built that I bought are 2 RAM sticks, both 8 gigabytes. Also, on my old case and old motherboard, 2 of the RAM slots just stopped fucking working out of nowhere. So that was nice.
Yeah.
But now everything's working properly. I have 80 fucking gigabytes of RAM again. I have a wonderful PC, and
Epic.
things are awesome.
Indeed.
But yeah, that's been the journey with my PC. It is now.
Yeah.
I can now say that I have built my own PC. And by the way, if you want to buy a new PC case, I got it. We're not sponsored. I strongly advise you get an NZXT case. The cable management for them is so ungodly fucking wonderful and buttery smooth. Like, you'd have to be a fucking lobotomite to fuck it up. It is so well put together. They practically do the fucking wiring for you. They have so many, like this case in particular has so many different places where the wires can just loop in really convenient places. They have Velcro straps built into it. They have little spots where you can put bread ties or zip ties, which they give you, in case the dozen fucking holes in Velcro straps weren't enough already.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it was... My old case, the bottom part was basically just this shell where the wires would go into to connect to the power supply. Only problem is there was a weird wall that was like just riveted in right behind where the power supply goes. So not only did it make putting the power supply and taking the power supply in and out absolute hell, it made plugging it in absolute fucking hell. And again, they were riveted in. You could not remove it. But this one actually has this like floating platform that the power supply sits on. You still screw it into place, so it never budges, moves, whatever. It's fine. But, oh my God. I cannot praise this case enough. The only thing that sucks about it is that this case empty is about as heavy as my old one was full. So it's a pain in the ass to move. I've kept the box and the styrofoam inserts so I can move it as safely as possible. But what was really weird was, moving my old case around at once I had hollowed it out like nothing. I remember being so fucking careful with that thing. And then once I had gotten everything out of it, I was like, throw it on my bed. I don't give a fuck.
Throw it out the window. Who cares?
Fall down the stairs, throw it up in the air, falls on the ground while I'm meeting Joe to his car to give him back his graphics card.
Shatters into pieces.
All right, see ya.
All right, see ya.
You'll get that if you watch Expert Realism.
Even then, you probably won't.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the PC gaming journey has been wonderful.
Indeed.
Apparently, by the way, do you remember when I updated my NVIDIA drivers and my whole PC just shit itself completely?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For some odd reason, NVIDIA still hasn't fixed them, I heard. Like, it is still fucked.
Awesome.
Which is utterly insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
Joe doesn't seem to have this issue, but when I upgraded when I updated my NVIDIA drivers, OneDrive just completely fucked my PC. Apparently, OneDrive just does not agree with the new NVIDIA driver.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been on the previous one for the past few months. And, yeah, When I updated my driver, it completely bricked my entire PC, basically, and fucked with multiple things. My Bluetooth, it would do this weird thing where my desktop would disappear, and I could still access whatever tabs I was in, but everything else would be a blue screen, blank, and I couldn't open anything else. Unless it was through Control-Delete, which was the task manager. And then I'd have to restart and then open it again and everything would be fine. But again, the Bluetooth didn't work. So I reverted the driver and suddenly everything worked again. And
Indeed.
yeah, again, PC journey has been turbulent, but all in all, we're here, we're Gucci, everything's going well.
Yeah,
I'm very happy.
Yeah, for you. Because with good comes the bad, yin and yang. And of course, I'm the one to receive the bad. Now, you did have the trouble with the drivers, that's the bad, but probably nothing compared to the bad that I've endured with my fucking piece of shit computer. So, I'm going to start with probably the less bad, in my opinion. Because this is a easily solvable problem. It's just a case of money, which is unfortunate. But my monitors. So I have a 3-monitor setup because I'm epic
Make sure
gamer.
you talk about your Bluetooth, by the way.
I'll get there. I'll get there. I'm starting with the lower tier of the bad. We're starting off easy. We're gonna soothe in.
Rung of the shit ladder.
Yes, exactly. But I have 3 monitors.
We've kind of swapped places since the first episode.
That's real. But I've always had 3 monitors for a while. In fact, I still have the very first monitor I ever owned with my original potato computer, like the $150 Walmart computer you can buy. I got that and this monitor that I still have, that's to my right, and is going to be replaced soon. But I've had that one, and then I've had 2 other monitors, both of which are broken now. The one I punched on accident. This one was on accident. I was playing VR for some reason in front of my computer because I'm just the smartest person in the universe. I was playing Bone Lab. It just came out like not too long. So I was playing Bone Lab and I got to the level where you play as the big giant guy. You play as large and you gotta ascend to this tower thing.
No,
and
it's tall, idiot.
Whatever, who cares? I'm gonna explode your mind with my mind.
You're bringing back a lot of memories. Yeah, you're bringing back a lot of memories there, 'cause I remember when that level first came out and everyone complained about it and they had to patch it to be completely fucking different.
Yeah, I haven't played it since, but I played a pre-patch, somehow beat it, not before punching my monitor. It didn't fully break, though. It had a crack in the top right. This is actually, I only had 2 monitors at this point. This was because I just bought a second monitor, and this was my second monitor. It was my new main monitor because the original monitor that came with my computer is like, the resolution's like 1280 by whatever the fuck the other one is. So it's not quite 1080p. So, I got a 1920 by 1080, and it was nice until I punched it while playing VR. And surprisingly, this monitor, it only had a crack in the top right, so it was still like mostly manageable, but I had to get a new monitor anyway, because it was pissing me off that it was like obscuring my HUD when I was playing games or when I was watching videos. It was just in the way. So I got a new monitor, and that was the first time I had 3 monitors. This third monitor, however, had succumbed to a worse fate sooner than I threw up. But this new monitor had succumbed to its fate by my mouse, actually. I forget why I got mad, but I threw my mouth at my desk. I threw my mouse at my desk, and of course, it bounced and perfectly angled directly into my monitor. I had this was a little while after I bought the monitor. So, I had them for a good while. It sunk in, the feeling of having 3 monitors. It was nice. And then the mouse bounced off my desk and destroyed my monitor. But the previous monitor that I was talking about that I punched, that was still operational. The only problem with that one was the ever so slow looming darkness that was slowly consuming the monitor from the crack in the screen. It was like slowly spreading out and ruining the monitor. So I was like, okay,
it's
well,
like when Adult Swim did that thing where they were like having that black mass consume all their cartoons from Cartoon Network and Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah. But that was happening, and on top of that, I was now spoiled, a spoiled little brat who needed 3 monitors to, use a computer. So I caved and I bought a 3rd monitor, which I still have. I'm actually using right now as my main monitor. It is a Crua, that's the brand. I'd never heard of it. Good monitor. Very good monitor. The first one I bought anyway, because the second one I bought eventually, I bought a second one because the one that I punched eventually succumbed to the darkness and died. So, me being the spoiled little brat I am, I bought a 3rd monitor, and I thought, this Crua monitor is so good. It's lasted me so long. It's very nice. It's very nice, sleek design. I like it a lot. I'm buying another one. And so I did.
It's real.
And then I had it for about 2 months before the HDMI port just stopped working for no reason. Literally none.
Well, you remember you tried to put it in your TV. Or some shit. I can't remember.
So what happened there was I bought a new TV. Well, quote unquote new. I bought a secondhand TV, but it's new for me, so it's a new TV. I bought a new TV for like $70. It's a pretty good deal. Because I haven't had a TV in a while. I used to have one when I was PlayStation gaming, and then that one was like possessed by a demon or something. And eventually it broke because I took my controller and smashed it.
Because it was possessed by a demon.
Yeah. So, we're going to go a small tangent here about my old TV where it was very old TV. Not old, but I had it for a while. And every so often, it was very rare, but on occasion it would start like flashing and the colors would all invert. And it was jarring at first. I didn't know what was happening, and it kind of scared me a little. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was haunted by a demon. And after turning it off and unplugging it for like a full 24 hours, I plugged it back in and it worked. It just kept doing that every so often, which was annoying. And it started doing that one of the last times I was playing PlayStation, and I was like, you know what? I have monitors now. I have a computer, I have monitors, fuck this TV. And I smashed it by hitting it with one of the handles of my controller. And that was the end of that TV. So I haven't had a TV, and I bought a new one because, well, there was the opportunity for it. And, there we go. But I wanted I just wanted a TV so I could sit down in bed, watch YouTube on a TV, and be epic nice fun time. So I bought a new TV, and
again, every time you do that, I just picture you throwing up all over yourself and just continuing on like nothing happened.
Yeah, it does. It happens. But yeah, I bought this TV, and I decided, you know what? Let me see. I want to see if I can't plug my computer into it. So I unplugged the newest monitor that I bought, the Crua monitor, and I plugged into this TV. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this sucks because it didn't, like the aspect ratio was fucked on the TV or something, and I couldn't change it properly in my computer. There were just a bunch of problems, and I was like, fuck it, whatever. So literally all I did, I unplugged the HDMI from my monitor. I plugged it into the TV. Found out the TV didn't work, so I unplugged the HDMI from the TV back into my monitor. Never worked. Never worked again. The monitor is on my floor now, just there because it doesn't work. So
yeah,
that one's gone. So in rage, I bought a third Crua monitor, which I still have. Thankfully, that one hasn't broken yet. And this time, I purchased like a protection plan or some shit. I don't know. It was like $16 a month. And the reason I bought this protection plan was, well, A, because I'm, God forbid this new fucking monitor breaks. Like, if this one breaks, I'm done. I'm getting a new fucking brand. But I want to have matching monitors. I've never had 3 matching monitors, and I want that. And these Crew monitors are genuinely good. It's just the one HDMI just decided it wanted to just not ever work ever again. So,
And compare that to me. Before I was using a 40-inch Roku TV, which I still have. I'd been using that since like I moved into this house, like 8 years ago.
yeah.
Before I ever had a PC, and then, like, I think it was a little like the birthday before college. I got this monitor, which is a Dell Dell 1080p curved monitor. It's fucking wonderful. I love this thing. It's 144 hertz, and I have moved this thing to and from college a dozen fucking times. I've hit it against things on accident, like while I'm moving it, I'll accidentally hit it against the door frame. The thing isn't even remotely fucking scuffed or anything. It still looks brand goddamn new.
Yeah.
Compare that to Joe, who can't seem to keep a single monitor for more than a year.
Yeah, well, the fatality rate, I'm technically 1.5. I hit one, and then it slowly over time broke. I pretty blatantly broke one, and then the third one just stopped working on its own. So, I'm only half of the problem.
Right, yeah.
But back to this protection plan. The second good epic fun time is that it covers purchases. Like, after you have it for a month, it covers purchases up to a year prior. So that would include the monitor that just fucking broke. So instead of paying another $100-some for another monitor, I only have to pay like the $16 for a month, or probably what's likely going to happen is 2 payments of $16 a month for the second month, because it has to be 30 days, and it'll probably renew before that.
Right.
But either way, $30 is much less than 120 or something, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So here soon, which I think honestly probably at the end of May here, I will have, or maybe even before that, I don't know, I haven't checked, but I'll have a third monitor. But as I said prior, that is only the shallow end of the pool when it comes to my tech problems recently.
Oh yeah.
So now we're gonna
Let's talk about the day that we had the driver issue, and
Yeah.
I found a way to fix my Bluetooth, and you tried it.
Yeah, so we're gonna wade into the pool a little bit further here. We're gonna go towards the middle of the pool.
We can literally do a fucking iceberg chart video.
Yeah.
Fucking PC problems you and I have had.
Yeah, honestly, one for both of, like, individually, both of us. It's that severe, but so since I had my computer, my Bluetooth has never worked. I got that antenna with my motherboard. Just recently I bought a Bluetooth adapter, like a USB, like $2 piece of shit, hoping that would work. Nothing really seemed to happen. I had my Raycon earbuds I wanted to try and connect. I have a controller, Bluetooth controller I want to connect. I always go with wired stuff, like computer. Yeah, of course the computer's wired, dumbass. What is this called? A keyboard.
Actually, you can just have a battery hooked up to a computer.
Yeah, or just a laptop.
Yeah.
But I have I got my keyboard, mouse, headphones, all wired because I am having some severe. I might have to take some. After I'm done telling this Bluetooth story, I might go and get some like stomach medicine, because I am actually like having some evil acid reflux. But the Bluetooth never seemed to work. I never really cared about it too much either, because again, all I had was a controller and then I wanted to, use my earbuds every so often because headphones can get uncomfortable sometimes, and I just wanted to have some
Not
earbuds.
mine, baby. The fucking Hecate G33 BT is the best goddamn headset I've ever owned. This shit will rock your cock till you explode like rocks. Anyway.
So my Bluetooth never worked properly, and I didn't really care because I mostly use wired stuff. All the actual important things are wired, and you can just plug in a controller with a wire. Who cares? Actually, except for a VR headset, because that uses like a third-party app, whatever. I don't care. But and it goes over Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth. But and I have Ethernet as well, so I didn't need a Wi-Fi adapter because I have Ethernet. I pay for my own Wi-Fi. I have the Wi-Fi box on my desk here, and it sometimes faces
stabbed.
Yeah, fates worse than my monitors, but it's still somehow operational. And there's holes in it from a knife because it was stabbed multiple times. But actually, yeah, that's another thing we'll get into here. But it's possible I might get better Wi-Fi soon, but that we'll get into that later. So that day that Jordan had his driver's issues, he was fervently searching the internet for a way to fix his Bluetooth because his Bluetooth stopped working after he reverted his drivers. And after all the solutions, after like an hour or so, I don't even know how long it was, of searching through the internet, he comes across a single Reddit post that says like, turn your computer off, do a flip, shit your pants, turn it back on, Bluetooth's back.
No, it was literally I think it was unplug your computer and then hold the power button for 15 seconds and then plug it back in and turn it on.
And it
like,
worked.
Yeah, oh fucking K. And I tried it as a joke and it worked.
Yep, it worked perfectly. And so...
Always the case.
Yeah, and so it was like, oh, okay, well, my Wi-Fi doesn't work. Let me try it. And of course, I try it, and it works perfectly. My Bluetooth is there. I think this is when I still had the adapter. I still just had it plugged in because I was just like, whatever, why not? No reason to unplug it. And so I had the adapter, and I was like, well, my Bluetooth works. And that lasted for about 15 seconds before... the only way I can explain this is it looked like my screen melted. My entire monitor, the picture just faded to black. My two other monitors that had applications opened, the applications, I assume, just went to the middle monitor that faded to black, because I just saw my desktop on both of those, and I was like, cool. I've bricked my computer completely, and this is completely irreversible. But then I restarted my computer.
That's literally always the first fucking thought.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Something goes wrong.
It's like, oh, it's over.
Which is why it's always so rage-inducing, because they're like, oh fuck, I don't have a computer anymore.
Yeah. My thousands of dollars are down the drain now. Epic.
Literally, I have a $2,100 fucking paperweight now.
Yeah. All because I was so greedy as to want Bluetooth with my computer. God forbid. But
after I was promised Bluetooth with my computer.
Yeah. But yeah, needless to say, I didn't try that again. So Bluetooth still doesn't work. I'm not too miffed. Around this time, I bought Monster Hunter Wilds, which I still haven't played much of at all. But, I was like, oh, it'd be nice to have a controller, and be able to actually play their... I mean, of course I have a controller, but it'd be nice to not have to play with the controller plugged into the computer. But, that dream's out the window. So, fucking whatever. And... yeah, that was the Bluetooth. I'm gonna let you take over real quick while I go get some stomach medicine, and then I'll continue about my computer. Because yes, there's more, and you will hear about it. But I'll be back.
That's real. I'm not gonna talk about computer problems. I'm gonna give you a bit of a break from that. What I'm gonna talk about is actually the day I had 2 days ago. I went to... I almost just doxed myself. I went on this... little journey with my brother, his wife, and my mom. We went it was 45 minutes away. We went to a bunch of different thrift stores. We had Olive Garden, which me and my mom both got very fucking sick from.
the next night, which was really odd, but it went away the next day, so it was all right. Olive Garden was good, but thrifting, I found a Kodak M9 Instamatic camera from 1968, which I'm sure I've gone into it. I'm big into film. I'm big into cameras. It's what I'm in college for. So finding just a fucking antique 1968 camera laying around for $8 at a Goodwill was absolutely fucking insane. My brother was the one that pointed out to me. I was like, hey, this piece of shit. Wasn't intending me to buy it. And then I bought it. Again, $8. The right panel comes off, and I don't know what all it's missing. I don't intend on having it work anytime soon, because even if it was working, I'd have to get film for it, which the camera is so old that kind of film you'd have to take somewhere to get developed back in the day. And, well, the places like that don't exist anymore. So, you know, I'm sure I could find some dude on Reddit, but, you know. And then I also got a Nerf gun with some ammo that probably would have costed me like $30 in total if I wanted to get at Walmart, but it only costed me another $8. And then I also, when I was younger, I used to be really vehement about getting goggles for our pool when we would have it up. And I would always ask my mom to get them for me. And so we passed a shelf at one of the stores that had a bunch of goggles, and my brother pointed at him and was like, hey, look at this. And so I laughed, and then I saw something that looked like almost a gas mask. And I thought, whoa, what the fuck is that? Look closer, it's a snorkel mask. And I thought, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm buying it. It was $20, and I still don't regret buying it. And then we went to a place that sells a lot of video game and nerd related shit. They had a Destiny replica weapon Nerf gun thing, which was really cool. It was like an over the shoulder one, looked like a fucking rocket launcher. But they also have records there, and I got a vinyl of Hellbilly Deluxe by Rob Zombie. I fucking love Rob Zombie. I'm sure that if any of you are longtime listeners, you know I'm a metalhead. But what's awesome is that this record hadn't been opened. It was still completely sealed. The other one I got was Blackout by Scorpions. That one was not unopened because, you know, it's like 50 years old. It's a little warped, but it still plays. Both of the records play fine. It was a very successful day of thrifting. I'm very happy about it. I finally got some use out of the record player that's been collecting dust in my room for 4 fucking years. So much dust that the clear plastic cover is now like caked in dust, and I'd have to like actually like get cleaner for it. And then today, a new toy arrived that I ordered over a week ago. It's a miniature golden AK from Goat Guns, which is fucking epic, quite frankly. I love it. It was fun to put together, except for the handguard, the little plastic handguard. That sucked for some reason. But yeah, it was a fun time.
Epic.
Yeah, I got a bunch of cool stuff.
Nice. You did it. Good job.
And now we come back to Joe with the weather for his PC.
Yeah,
Joe,
so
how's it looking? And then it's just
it's looking a little broken.
The Family Guy dude where I was like, it's fucking horrible.
Pieces scattered from this county to the other here. As you can see, light shower of my own tears as I weep in sorrow. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, one more thing. The little gold AK I was also very happy about, because when we play Expert Realism, obviously one of my favorite weapons is the AK. And also in real life, that's my favorite rifle platform. It's the AK platform. So when we play Left 4 Dead and I pick up an AK, I can now look at my little AK model and be like, hey, I have that. Except mine's gold.
Yeah.
It's epic.
You gotta get a mod that makes it gold in the game.
I was actually thinking about doing that. I think I'm going to.
That'd be epic.
Indeed.
But anyway.
But yeah,
continue
back to
your,
hell.
PC troubles.
So,
Yep.
we
Never left.
we've explored the shallow end. We've adventured into the middle part of the pool. But now we're gonna head straight into the deep end here. I'm not gonna take you off the diving board. We're just gonna wade through the waters and go into the deep end here. So, so the biggest issue with my computer, I don't know if it's been going on long enough. It honestly probably has, but I don't know if it's been going on long enough that it has been in a previous StenchCast episode. But a prevalent issue that I've had with my computer is the inability to open up pictures, videos, sound files, pretty much any file at all that is a picture, video, or music, as I just said. But it is,
got the mod.
yeah,
Sick.
epic. It started out as just pictures, and slowly but surely, both videos and sounds were also just, FU'd out of the world. So, I still don't have a perfect solution for this. But after looking up,
Utterly insane.
the
solution you found.
Yeah. I looked up plenty of solutions, and the big one that I found had to do with Windows 10. Some update must have fucked my shit up, evil style. So I thought, whatever, I'll upgrade to Windows 11. I'll bite the bullet, I'll probably have to in the future anyway for the security updates, who cares?
So many simple things that seem so simple and yet just lead to more shit.
Yes. That is so true. But I go to do this. I go to update my Windows to Windows 11, and I basically just get sent an email that says, fuck you, kill yourself. Because I try to update, and there's something that's preventing me from uploading or updating, but it won't tell me. So I download this other thing that's like Windows health check PC bullshit, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Who cares? I download that. It sent me another email telling me to kill myself. And it barely gave me any solution to my problem. And it was like, yeah, and your computer needs to be able to boot in safe mode, or not safe mode, but like secure boot or whatever the fuck. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let me look up how to do that. I look up how to do it, and I get to I gotta boot the computer in safe mode and go through this menu. Okay. All right, go to settings. Okay, I'm there. Advanced settings. All right. And then go to UEFI secure boot. What? Where is that? It isn't there. It's not there. From my understanding, I'm not necessarily a tech pro, but the basic gist of it is UEFI, I believe that's what it is a type of program within the BIOS, or alternatively something to replace the BIOS in a computer. Again, I don't know much about it. I just know from what I've looked up. And Windows 11 only supports UEFI. And my motherboard supports UEFI. It's epic. There's a mode you can toggle that, it's both BIOS and UEFI, which is what I'm specifically told to do. Okay, great. That was already selected, but let me do it again. Maybe it'll work. It didn't work. Cool. So, I can't update to Windows 11. Great. Don't know why. Still don't know why. I tried it again later, which I'll get into that because it's a full fucking hour-long story to get there. Not actually, but full whole new chapter of lore added to that. But my solution to not being able to update to Windows 11 was to install a new version of Windows 11, which went actually pretty decent. I was going to say fine, and then I realized not fine. It was decent because what I had to do was I went on and I discovered that Windows 11 was only, I have multiple drives, SSDs, hard drives, whatever. But I discovered that only one of those drives could, like, accept a fresh install of Windows 11 because there's something within the drive itself. I don't know. I'm not a fucking wizard. I have 2 SSDs and only one of them could work, so whatever. Luckily, this SSD was... The only thing on that SSD was games. So all I had to do was just delete some games, most of which I didn't really play anyway. I say that, but I'm pretty sure Left 4 Dead was on there. But that's like it's super easy install. Yeah, not even. Like it was very easy to reinstall that. But
yeah.
You know, I had to delete some games. Cool. If I could just delete some games and solve all my problems, sure. Go ahead. So I do that, I install Windows 11. Everything's going pretty fine, you know. I get Windows 11, you know, I customize it to the way I like it. I got to reinstall a few things, you know, my browser, Steam, OBS, whatever. You know, all my games, like the rest of my games are installed on different drives, so I don't have to spend a billion years downloading them again. You know, everything's working perfectly fine. Look at that. I can open up image files and videos and everything, and it's awesome, and it's so great. All my problems are solved. Life is epic. So why am I back on Windows 10, you may ask, instead of Windows 11? Well, funny story that not all of my problems were solved. In fact, probably the biggest problem was introduced because of the migration from Windows 10 to Windows 11. That being my editing software. I got Premiere Pro in high school for free, which I still have it for free because of some plan. I don't know if they're still paying for it or if they got like a one-time deal or whatever the fuck they did. But I and many of my other friends still have
including me.
Including Jordan, have Premiere Pro accounts because we took a digital video class, which we have mentioned before in the podcast. We took a digital video class, and we were granted Premiere Pro for free, which is epic, and a huge asset.
Otherwise, they'd be paying like $40 a month.
Huge asset for this. It also includes Photoshop, which I use. And
it's the entire Adobe suite. It's utterly ridiculous.
I don't think it's every single thing, but it's a lot of them. I'm going to kill you with a rock.
That's what he says to his PC every time, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you with a rock.
Yeah. I don't think you can kill a rock with a rock, though.
I'm going to kill you. Oh my god. Yeah, continue, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, you know, updating to Windows 11, you might wonder why this is such a big deal. Why do you lose access to Premiere if you just go to a different OS? Well, the thing is, I'm an idiot, I'm a fool, I'm a moron. I'm a Left 4 Dead 2 retard.
I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, I'm a few of those things. Yeah. And the account for the Adobe Epic Time package, I don't know the password to. Because when I was in high school, you know, I changed it a few times because I kept forgetting it. And eventually, I changed it to some stupid fucking bullshit password because I was just like, I'm done. Like, it keeps like every time I'd try to type in the password, it'd be like, oh, this password's too weak, or oh, this was the previous password. It's like, no, it fucking wasn't. I just tried that and it didn't work. That's why I'm making a new password. So I got in anger, I made some stupid bullshit password that I don't know. I saved it on the school computer. That's wiped. It was never gonna stay there. I don't know why I didn't like write it down on my phone or something, but you know, that's gone to time. So I don't have the password. I don't have the email either because it was the school email, and that's since been just evaporated. So that no longer exists. So the only way I'm able to use Premiere Pro now, unless I want to pay for it, is to use Windows 10, which I did keep. I at one point I did have both Windows 10 and Windows 11 on the same computer, which I am so unbelievably glad I did so because I apparently am some sort of fortune teller foreseeing the future in which Windows 11 did not do me the service I wished it for, and, you know, ruined me completely and utterly. So I kept Windows 10 as a backup, and I'm very glad I did, because I went back and I deleted the Windows 11 installation, and went back to my Windows 10 installation, which, you know, it was a pain in the ass, because I really didn't have, like, at the end of the day, I didn't even have to download Windows 11 in the first place. Windows 10, my Windows 10 installation has moved drives like 3 times. My files are all fucked around a little bit. Like, I'm still missing some of the games that I haven't reinstalled. I should have all my files still. Like the important, I have all the important ones anyway. I didn't really experience any data loss, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. Fortunately, I didn't experience any data loss like I did a while ago when I accidentally deleted my OneDrive. But that story's already been told, so I won't retell that. But now I'm back on shitty old Windows 10, where it doesn't work. I can't open pictures well, I can't open pictures, videos, sounds, whatever, but I've found a workaround. The workaround being the most ghetto setup you can have on your computer, which is opening pictures with MS Paint. And the only thing that worked for videos was the fucking, what is it called? Video media player or some shit, whatever the fuck that is.
VLC media player.
Yeah. So I'm using both of them, and getting down to like the root of the issue, it has something to do with, like, when I tried to open it, says the installation of this has failed, whatever, contact the vendor of your software, which basically means that the software used to open the images and videos just doesn't fucking work anymore. So I was like, okay, let me go on Microsoft Store and try and fix them. That didn't work. Microsoft Store didn't work. It didn't want to do that. And so, you know, whatever, let me try and fix this. I look it up, I'm doing stuff. I'm not going to go in the nitty gritty of it, but in the end, I basically completely deleted Microsoft Store from my computer. It doesn't exist anymore. And there's no way of getting it back unless I migrate and make a new OS. But I'm going to do that when I have the money to validate purchasing Premiere Pro. And another thing, the one last thing about the computer issues, which is going to lead into another topic that we have. But one of the other things that didn't work, along with all the other Microsoft products, was Minecraft. I couldn't open Minecraft because it wasn't updated, and I couldn't update it because Microsoft Store was fucked. So, you know, I couldn't play Minecraft. And there was a good reason why I wanted to play Minecraft, but I couldn't. So, you know, when I went to Windows 11, I could play Minecraft because I had to reinstall it. And for some reason, I don't know why, I'm not complaining, but when I reverted back to Windows 10, Minecraft works again. The Minecraft launcher works. It's definitely on an older update, because I noticed when I was on Windows 11, they added some update that, like, you level up in the launcher every time you open the game or whatever. I don't know. I never paid much attention to it, but that doesn't exist on my version because it's an older version. And I don't really care, because as long as I can play Minecraft, I don't care. But the reason why I'm so adamant on wanting to play Minecraft is because I have started a new local private server amongst our friends.
Indeed.
The first one,
the best fucking experience I've ever had in Minecraft.
Yeah, the first server that I had, which it should have been in like the last few episodes of StenchCast, maybe, probably not actually. I don't even know. But I made a Minecraft server which I host locally on a computer built from entirely of old parts from my computer that I've been upgrading over the years. And I hosted just a vanilla Minecraft server, and I played on it a whole bunch. I streamed, and Jordan played on it, you know, very little, and no one else played on it. So, I mean, it was also at a point where everyone was in college, Actually, I think it was right before the Christmas break, but still no one played on it.
Yeah.
But it was fine because, through the ashes rises the phoenix, and I have thus created a second Minecraft server with just a very light, small mod pack. And this mod pack has kept both me and Jordan, unfortunately only us two for now, but it has kept the two of us coming back to Minecraft over a much longer period of time than the typical 2-week Minecraft phase.
Indeed.
I started the server back at the end of March, and it is now halfway through May. Granted, we haven't played on it too much recently, but that does not mean we don't plan to play on it more in the future. We both still have plenty of huge plans. It is basically like the best Minecraft world I've ever played on, and it all revolves around the mod, the Create mod, which is very popular. I never played around with it myself, but upon watching a video by the creator named Call Me Kevin, where he did what is called he started what's called a forever world in Minecraft, where you basically make a world and you just come back to it all the time, play whenever you want, which technically is every Minecraft world, but this one is called a forever world, so you'll actually come back to it. And he installed a few mods, one of which being the Create mod, and I got some inspiration from that. Originally, I was just going to download some fucking crazy mod pack from the Curse Forge and be like, yeah, fucking send it, I want to play some mod pack. But I decided to just create my own, the Evil Mod Pack of Doom. And it's the Create mod, Farmer's Delight, Chisels and Bits, Waystones, a couple inventory management mods, and a mini map, and a few other extra Create mods. I think they're I don't know if they're made by the creator of Create, but I'm pretty sure they're made by other people who just enjoy the mod. Like the community have made additional Create mods, which is very epic. And I've thus, downloaded a few of them. And it has been genuinely one of the best experiences I've ever had playing Minecraft, just ever. Probably since the first time I booted up Minecraft on Xbox 360 when I was renting it from the game store when those were still around. And I built my fucking diamond castle with a fucking diamond roller coaster. And it was the epic, most awesome thing of ever time. But now I got the Create mod, and I built an actual genuine fucking train. Which is, the track isn't complete yet, but the train is complete. And it goes from city to city, carrying dumbasses and retards to and fro. And it is so good.
It's real. It's very real.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm missing the cup holder. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we have our central city. I'm gonna kill you with a rock.
Just go completely dumb. Go stupid, go crazy.
Real.
Oh shit, I have a fuck ton of OG Kush that I just didn't even put
That's
away.
real. But yeah, we have our central city, retard city, on this world. We don't really have any other cities yet. We have an underground city we're starting to work on that has an inn so far that Jordan's built. But it is definitely going to be awesome playing it. And of course, because it's locally hosted, there are no fees involved. It can be up for 24/7 as long as my computer doesn't shit the bed, which it does every so often.
Quite often.
Yeah, well, the quite often is referring to my internet shitting the bed, because that's the real thing. At first I had port forward, which basically, for those that don't know, my portfolio is basically when you take your Wi-Fi router, you tap into basically, but you tap into it through a browser, and you go in and you allow access to ports, which basically just means other people can connect to your router through these ports. Typically in games, it's probably used for other things, but it's definitely for game. Oh shit! I caught one of I wasn't even paying attention. I caught like all the fucking fish. Let's go. But yeah, the I forgot this game's actually pretty epic. There's like titles you can have, and I just have a title that's a lesbian.
Wow.
It's like you have your name above your head and then your title, which mine is currently freaky, but you know there's this one that's just lesbian.
Freaky lesbian monkey.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't combine them, or that'd be epic. But yeah, back to the Minecraft server, or rather my port forwarding adventures. You know, I allowed it basically just allowed it so like you put in my IP and then the port, and you can connect to the Minecraft server. But every time my IP would change, I'd have to like send Jordan a new IP for him to connect to, and it was annoying and dumb and stupid. So I figured out. Like the way I did it for my first server was there was this third party called well, I don't know what the fuck it was called. Basically it gave you like a link that someone can put in, and they can basically do the same as port forward, which they connect through your router into the game, but through what's called tunneling, which basically just secures the pathway between the connection. But I mean, not super securely, of course. So there's, again, like, this wouldn't be used for like giving out to the public. But it basically just makes it a lot easier for friends to join the server. And the reason I didn't do it for this modded server is because the way Minecraft works, or rather how it's like modded in that, because this thing I was using is called a plugin, which is not a mod. It's different from a mod, and you can't have plugins and mods at the same time unless you use a certain version of Forge or something. I don't know, but all I know is that I'm using regular Forge to mod Minecraft, and that doesn't have plugins, or if it does, then I'm too stupid to figure it out. But luckily, there is a mod that does the same thing. Well, it's basically just a port. They turn the plugin into the mod, which makes me think you can't do it with regular Forge. But it worked, and now there's a code. It's easy, simple, and there is not as much problem. I don't have to send Jordan my IP every other fucking day for him to join the server.
That's right.
But yeah, that has been the Minecraft server journey. It's been. Oh, I'm in the lake. I'm dead.
I'm in the portfolio.
It's real, but I've caught one of every fish. It's so epic. But yeah, that was the Minecraft server. I still have like 2 more topics. Do you have any topics you wanna go on off?
Just a quick one. I've been playing a lot of Warzone lately because Verdansk, the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 Warzone map, came back.
Epic.
Which is something that people in the COD community have been asking for actual fucking ages, because apparently just none of the other maps were good. I've only played one of them, and I do agree that it just wasn't as good. Verdansk coming back, just, I don't know, something about it feels right. It's just a good fucking map. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Warzone, which it's weird. Even during Modern Warfare 2019, I really didn't play a lot of Warzone, but I've been playing a lot recently. But sometimes, you know, every now and then you'll down someone, and then you'll go to assassinate them, and usually it's fine. But then sometimes you just have a fucking dickhead teammate who will take the kill before the animation is over, and it's really fucking annoying because you do it because it looks cool. So at one point, I finally got mad at someone for doing it, and I got on the mic and called the dude a little bitch. I was like, "Hey, Yellow, why do you have to be such a fucking bitch, dude?" Yellow gets on the mic. It is an actual fucking toddler. Like, I don't know how this kid knew how to like hold a controller. It wasn't just like 9-year-old Squeaker. It was genuinely like this kid didn't know how to fucking talk properly. At one point later in the game, I heard someone, it could have just been someone that had a kid near them, but it legitimately sounded like a fucking baby was playing the game. They weren't even fucking speaking words.
They were born yesterday.
You think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. They were literally not speaking words. It was just babbles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I swore at the kid, and then I realized it was a, you know, like a fetus. And like this motherfucker was still in the womb. And so immediately felt like shit. And then a couple minutes later, I was like, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have swore at you. I didn't realize you were a kid. I'm really sorry. I apologize to him. He's like, it's okay. And then he tried to friend me, and I immediately ignored it and muted him, and then never played with him again.
Real.
Yeah. But the match before that, it was really funny because there was this kid. He was probably like 14, and he just talked really fucking slow. And I was doing my funny redneck bubba voice, and I kept making fun of him in that voice, and he kept trying to make fun of me back, but he would just say the same thing and it never landed. And my teammates were also joining in, and they were fucking dying. At one point, one of them even called either their friend or their dad or their brother or something over. I was like, dude, do you hear this shit? Started listening in on me, and they're both fucking dying. I'm just fucking going in on this kid. And the dude that called his friend over or whatever was like, there's this fucking retard on our team, and this dude's just fucking flaming him. His words, not mine. I have a gun in Schedule 1 now. That's epic.
I have a gun. Just unprompted.
I bought a gun at the that warehouse thing, and the dude immediately pulled out a knife on me. I was like, all right, whatever. So I shot him dead.
Would you aim it at him?
I wasn't even aiming. I didn't even press right click. But so that guy's dead now, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
he'll come back.
Yeah, I was actually like fucking kicking ass and taking names in Warzone.
Yeah.
It was epic.
I miss when kids that age would just call me the N-word and say my mom's fat and how they fuck them.
Oh god, I just wasted soil.
It's real.
I have the automatic soil dispensers, and every once in a while, when I try to use the automatic water dispensers, I accidentally use the soil, and I waste my extra long-lasting soil, and it really sucks.
Yeah, that's real.
I also just realized I didn't put any fertilizer or PGR on any of this. But it's alright, because it's 4 a.m., so nothing's actually progressing anyway.
Yeah, it's real.
But yeah, that's the Warzone fables.
Epic! Wow. Well, I'll continue on
Get
here.
into your 2 other topics.
I'll continue on here briefly with more gaming before we get into real life exponential gaming. That's not gaming. It's something else.
Okay.
But back in
1981.
pretty much, I want to say February, I got an email from I can't even remember the company's name.
Microsoft telling me to kill myself.
Yeah, that's the one. There was that single email. But I forget the studio's name. But if anyone's familiar with Chromagun, that game, it was the developers of that game. Very similar to Portal in a way, just without the portal. It's just colors. Pretty fun game, honestly.
So, Portal, but not Portal at all.
Well, you get a gun, and you shoot colors, and there's like balls and chambers, and a voice that tells you what to do. So it's got some Portal elements. It's been compared to Portal quite a bit, but it's a puzzle
the fact
game.
That it's not Portal at all.
Well, yeah, but it has similarities. That's why it's been compared. Compare and
Despite
contrast.
The fact that it's not Portal at all.
Okay, you're actually gonna get the rock. Dwayne's coming in here. He's gonna beat your ass.
I was just about to say Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Do you smell what the cock is cooking?
It's It's real. But yeah, I got a message from the developers of Chromagun, and it was like some exclusive press review of the demo for their second game, Chromagun 2. And I was like, okay, this is huge. No game company's ever messaged me about anything. I did see I got like an email for like a microphone thing like back in like October or some shit. I don't know, I completely missed. So, oh well. But, you know, I got the Chromagun one and I was like, okay, this is epic. So, I thought of making a video on it. I started one. It never turned out because well, it was kind of like a video essay, and that's not really my style, and I never really went through with it.
I think I remember you telling me that you were like, "Oh, I'm doing a video essay."
Yeah, so that one got kind of scrapped. I never made it. I wanted to make some sort of video out of it because you know, I felt bad for just taking the demo, and then they also gave a key for the first game on Steam. I kind of just felt bad just taking both of those. Like, all right, see ya. But I just if it's not something I want to make a video on, I'm not gonna make a video on it. I'm not gonna find the inspiration to do it or the motivation. So it just never really went through. But I played through all of Chromagun 1 and through the demo. And the difference between the two is very, very huge, because like pretty much everything that was bad about Chromagun 1, they seemingly fixed in the demo of the second one, which is very nice to see. Developers listening to the community, finding out what's wrong with their game and actually fixing it and not ruining anything else. So that was very, very nice to see. And after I decided, you know, I'm not going to make this video, I got another email from the developers, which I don't know their name. I knew it at one point, and I don't remember because I didn't write down my notes because I'm not that smart. I just wrote down Chromagun and then left it to retard. Starting to think this is a list of me, which technically is, but you know. But I got another email, and it was about a speed run. They were holding a small tournament for people who were speedrunning Chromagun 2 demo. And so I thought, screw it, why not? Let me do this. I actually streamed a few times. I think that was probably the last time I streamed before the Left 4 Dead was I streamed Chromagun. And I was speedrunning the game. And the demo, I think the first time I played it, I want to say, I don't know if it was an hour. It was somewhere between half an hour and an hour. And I did take my time, you know, I was exploring, finding out, like figuring out the puzzles and all that. And it was quite fun. But I think the end time of like the speedrun, like one of the top times of the speedrun was about like 3.5 minutes. Which, you know, that's every speedrun, you know. Any game that's like hours long can be beaten in 5 seconds. Like that's just the rule of speedrunning. And I think I ended at about, I want to say, well, there was a bit of an issue because every time I would do a run, you know, you'd have to upload it to YouTube, or yeah, just like upload it to YouTube as an unlisted video and send it in. Well, it didn't have to be unlisted, but you upload a video, send it in. But of course, my internet, well, actually both. My internet is the worst piece of shit to ever grace this planet. And uploading a like 4-minute video apparently takes hours because, you know, why not? You know, you're not allowed to have good things in this world. But
that's real.
Yeah, so I had to be very selective in which run to upload. I eventually, I think, uploaded a video with a time of 4:10, which wasn't too bad.
The 410 Judge, that's a gun.
Yeah.
Shoot you with it.
I don't think I ever got sub 3 minutes, unfortunately, but I did get very close. I got down to like 4:02 or something, which was in the top 10, but ultimately the top prizes were first, second, and third place. I forget the totals, but I think like first place was like £800 pounds or whatever, like whatever they use in Europe. Like, who cares? Bullshit currency. It ain't even real. It's fake. But
Yeah.
it's a top prize. And I was like, ah, man, whatever. It would have been nice to earn that. It definitely would have been very helpful. But in the end, didn't really get there. It was one of those times where I really wished that like YouTube and streaming was my full-time job, because I could have put a lot more time into it and maybe even got towards like the top 3 there. I think I definitely at one point I was top 3, but I never actually got to put my submission in because, it takes like 5 hours to upload a 4-minute video. And by the time it was uploaded, there was already 20 other submissions, and I was completely blown out of the water. It didn't matter. But they also did like a speed run for there's like a collectible. There's golden chroma guns hidden about the place that you could collect, and they did a speed run for how fast you can collect them all. I didn't try that one out. I was already kind of burnt out, and I didn't really care to do it anymore. But yeah, that would have been that was my experience with my first gaming company.
I just punched a woman until she stopped moving in front of 2 police, and then threw her in the water, and they just didn't care. In Schedule 1.
In Schedule 1.
Sorry, if there was anything to interrupt you with, I thought that was the thing.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah,
I don't actually have anything else. Continue.
Yeah, that was my experience with my first ever encounter of getting emailed by a game developer. And I hope more opportunities like that arise. That would be very nice, as I am a gaming YouTuber who makes videos on games. But let's take games out of the equation for a minute here. I do other stuff in real life, like but yeah, so recently, well, this hasn't been recently, actually. Well, yeah, no, because this really started back in November, I want to say. I mean, technically it started like years ago, but the main point I want to talk about started back in November. Back in November, I ordered off of Amazon military ready-to-eat rations, military surplus MREs, which, we've mentioned before on the podcast, but we both absolutely love these things. They are great. They are wonderful.
They are.
And for the longest time, I've always been like ordering them here and there, but I took a break from ordering them. And back in November, I was like, you know what? I could really go for some MREs. And I bought, I think it was it was either 3, I think it was the 4. There was a 4-pack I bought for $40. They're about $10 a piece. So I bought the $40 4-pack, and I got 4 MREs. It was epic. And what really made it special was I had...
Deep game.
Yeah, I did. But I had a lunch tray that I stole from my high school, because I'm epic like that. I'm awesome and evil and devious. But I stole a lunch tray, and the reason why this was a bit more of a special moment was there's a YouTuber by the name of Steve1989 MRE Info. And if you go to his channel, it's just...
Not the first time he's come up on this podcast.
Yeah, again, but if you go to his channel, it's full of just different military rations from different countries, different years, just all around, whatever he can get his hands on. He's a true collector. And it's wonderful to see, and it's just very enjoyable videos. He's a very wonderful voice. It's very soothing. I've put on some of his videos sometimes just to go to sleep at night. It's wonderful. But in his videos, he has a few catchphrases. One of them, first of all, the best one, the most notorious, is nice. Which, if you go through his comments, it's so funny to see. Like, there'll be thousands of comments, whatever, and randomly you'll see, oh, he responded to one of them. What could he have say? You look into this comment that's like a paragraph long. You look under, you see Steve post a comment. Nice. It's
real.
like, oh, okay. I see. I mean, every so often he'll give like a genuine reply, but it's just like all these comments, and randomly you'll pick one and be like, nice. It's just so funny. But one of his other catchphrases is whenever he unpacks the MRE, takes a look at all of its components and whatever else, he goes, all right, let's get this out on a tray. Nice. Okay. And then, he cuts and all the stuff's out on a tray. I actually recently learned that he has a Patreon with different tiers, and the highest tier it was like a number of people could subscribe to it, and it's already out. But the highest tier, if you subscribe to it, he would have sent you one of those trays through the mail, as well as some like really old can opener, like some manual can opener. I don't know. He uses it a lot in his videos, but it was really cool to see that and some people out there have the Steve 1989 Emery Info MRE tray. But I have that one's metal, but I have some dinky plastic one from school. But it was,
I wish I had one of those.
Yeah, it was genuinely a special moment when I sat down and I took the menu, Italian sausage with peppers and onions, which I had before, and I didn't really have a good opinion of it. I'm still having a little bit of acid reflux here, but
I hate laughing at you for it because like
it is funny.
I suffer
It is
a lot
funny
from it as well. But I just every fucking time,
Yeah.
I just immediately imagine you throwing up all over yourself.
It's happening a lot
Just
more
continue.
recently because I haven't talked this long in a while. But yeah, I haven't had a great opinion of this menu because in the past, I had it. I saw the menu and I thought, the best idea I had for it was to take the little retort pouch it comes in, and it's the sausage, the Italian sausages cut up to slices with peppers, onions, and I think it's in some sort of marinara sauce. So I thought, you know what, this would probably be pretty good if I whip up some pasta. Yeah, it wasn't actually, but I thought I was like, oh, this is pretty good if I whip up some pasta and throw that in there, and then I have like some sort of weird spaghetti thing. It sucked. It was awful. I ate like 3 bites of it and was like, all right, I'm done, and threw the rest away because it was awful. So I had a very low opinion of this menu. But fast forward to November, where I have it out on a tray, and I'm watching one of the fucking.
It's all over my screen.
Yeah, I'm watching like the second or third. I forget which one. I think it was. It was the third. I was watching the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Because I haven't watched them, and I've been wanting to watch them for a while, and I still have only watched the first 3, but I bought them on Amazon, so I have the next 2 for a rainy day, But I got it out into a tray, the MRE, and I ate it, and it was probably the best experience I've ever had with an MRE. Even like now, after eating a lot more, it's genuinely, I don't know if anything could top that moment. It was very special. But after that, I was like, man.
Top you.
Yeah, amen. But that was really, really good. I miss MREs. So I bought a second 4-pack. Oh, and I remember the day this came out, I was so excited. I was sitting down, I was playing Phasmophobia with Justin. Because we were little gremlins grinding at that game because we got really addicted to it for a while. And I come back, or I go out, pick it up off my porch, come back, and I'm like, all right, Justin, we're going to do epic. I think I was live streaming as well. I caught this moment live on camera where I opened up the box and was severely disappointed because what lied inside that box was not military surplus MRE rations. It was, unfortunately, still a ration, but it was the humanitarian daily ration. which the difference between the two is the MRE, the military MRE, is very great, very good. You know, a lot of time, money, research has been spent into making good food, like genuinely good food, as close as you can to like a home-cooked meal to boost the morale of soldiers on the battlefield. So they are designed to be very good, whereas the humanitarian daily rations are genuine just survival food. I know, like, a lot of people think of MREs as like, oh yeah, the fucking food in a pouch, it tastes like shit and it's like mushy and garbage. It's kind of a very warped opinion. But if they were to say that about the humanitarian daily ration, I echo that sentiment. That is truly, like, despicable. You open one of those up, the best thing you get is like a Pop-Tart and a Fig Newton. Those two in there, you're fucking set. The rest of it, you get like peas and tomato sauce, barley, rice, and grain, fucking lentil soup. It's like, this is, what? And then you get vegetable crackers. You get like peanut butter and jelly, which is nice, but you can only have so much peanut butter and jelly before you're, especially with just vegetable crackers. Ugh, because I bought them before when I was first buying MREs, only to be sorely disappointed by the contents, because they were much cheaper. And they're much cheaper for a reason. I think I bought a case of 12 for like $40, which is like, it's just so cheap. That's like $3 per, and I really got my money's worth. So to pay full price, full $40 for 4 MREs to then get 4 humanitarian daily rations, was very disappointing. Not only because I paid 3 times the market price of the humanitarian daily rations, but because I wanted MREs. They were something that I was truly looking forward to, and was just robbed of having that wonderful, joyful experience. And so I do what I always do in these situations, where when, you know, how I did with my monitor, or, you know, other situations where I didn't get what I wanted, or the thing I had, it broke so soon, I, in a fury of rage, bought 2 cases of 4. So I dropped another $80 on 8 MREs. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, this time they were actually, the one I got scammed on, it was actually a 6-pack. It wasn't the 4-pack. I bought the 6-pack that time, and I got 6 humanitarian daily rations for $60, which again, paying 3 times, not 3 times the price for that one, but way more than I should have. So I bought 2 of the 4 packs to get 8, and they actually arrived that time. Joyous day, everything was better, I was happy, but it wasn't enough. So I've still been buying MREs throughout the past few months here, and recently, on Amazon, I've discovered there's been a massive price drop. Oh shit, I don't have any bait. But there's been a massive price drop on MREs, where they used to cost $10 per 1 MRE, but now I believe I bought, what did I buy first? I bought I think it was the 12-pack. Let me just double check here. But the 12-pack, which I did buy a 12-pack a while ago, a few years ago. When I first got into MREs, I bought a 12-pack for like $120, and I was like, yes, this is the future of awesome. But I bought that, and it was epic and awesome. I'm trying to see. Okay, yeah, no, I bought another few. Well, maybe I did. Okay, I think I took another small break from buying MREs until March. because in March 13th, I got another 4-pack, and then 13 days later, I got another 4-pack. But in April was when I decided to buy the 12-pack. And now those 4-packs, the reason I bought them again, well, I took the break, but I went back to buying them because I realized the price drop. Let me just double check that it's still, yep. So the 4-pack that used to cost me $40 is now sitting currently at a price of $27.50. Way cheaper. Almost half the price. But, you know, I ordered 2 of those. It was great. But if we want to talk about half the price, the 12-pack. I bought a 12-pack for $54.50. Or was it this one? Yeah, well, it doesn't matter because it's the same price. But I bought the 2025 A case for $54.50, which is menus 1 through 12. I believe there's 24 menus total in the military rations. Menus just meaning, you know, they contain different things. A menu item, you know. But I bought the A case, which is menus 1 through 12. And that was epic because I bought 12 of them for half the price, which was crazy. So I did that, and after I bought the 12-pack, I still have, I think, 2 from that original 12-pack. The only reason I haven't eaten them is because they're ones I've gotten in the previous 4-packs. I just, you know, didn't really want to eat them yet. I wanted the newer ones, the ones I haven't had, or the ones I haven't had in a while, which at this point, it's definitely the ones I haven't had in a while. I'm pretty confident I've had just about every single menu that's out currently, or that's currently in circulation. But that didn't stop. I didn't stop there. You know, I bought the 12-pack, but I didn't go, this is good. This is good enough for me. I'm good. I'm happy. No. Like 2 weeks later, I bought another 12-pack. This time I bought case B. This has, you know, menus 13 through 24, which my top, since I've had just about all of them, I gotta say, my favorite menus include menu 17, and you know it's my favorite because I remember the number, but menu 17, which is maple pork patty, it's pork sausage patty, maple flavored. And it's just, as it describes, it's just a pork sausage patty with, you know, some maple flavoring, but it also comes with like hash browns, which is the only one. This is like the only breakfast menu, I believe, from the U.S. military rations, to my knowledge. And it comes with like hash browns, maple syrup, or no, okay. It was called like table syrup or something. It wasn't maple syrup. It was just regular fucking syrup, which is like, who cares, whatever. Because I also got like a maple muffin and some other goodies I can't quite remember, but it's genuinely one of my favorite items. I got it a while ago in one of the 4-packs, and I got it again, of course, in the most recent 12-pack. That, because it was 13 through 24, I got 17. Another one that I don't know if it's necessarily one of my favorite. I remember it fondly, but upon having it again, it was okay. It was the chicken burrito bowl. I do remember it fondly because it was one of the first like US issued MRE that I watched Steve MRE Info open and review. So, you know, I was like, I know my way around this one. I know what to expect. It's going to be epic and awesome. And it was when I first had it. But, you know, upon having it again, I think it was mostly the sides. That one was kind of like a burp as well. But I think it was more like the sides that really, like, drew me to that one, because they all come with sides, you know, some good, some great, some not so good. But you know, it was still pretty good. Another one of my favorites, I think, would be, I don't know the number of this one, but I know it's between 1 and 12, is the Mexican chicken stew. That one is actually really, really good. I remember I had that one, and I was like, man, because it was the second time I had it. Of course, I had it just recently because I bought the 12-pack, but I was like, man, this one actually just, it tickles my fancy. It was very delightful, very wonderful. Let me see. I have a few of them here next to me. I'm gonna pull them up here because I think I have like 3 menus from this the newest pack. I have Mexican style rice and bean bowl, which I don't really know how that's supposed to be different than chicken burrito bowl, other than the fact there's like no chicken in it. So I don't know. And then I got pizza sliced pepperoni, which the pizza is not great. It's the best way I can describe the pizza from Emery's is
Buns, ketchup, pickle, cheese, put that patty in between his burger. What? It's burger. Oh!
exactly. I'm so glad you understand me. I don't even have to speak words and you just read my mind. But basically, if I was stranded out in the middle of fucking wherever the US deploys me, the Middle East, the moon, who cares? And I haven't had pizza for like 6 months straight and I was really craving pizza, it would satisfy the craving. Not like good, but it'll do the job of satisfying the craving. It's not great, but it's okay. And then I have another Italian sausage with peppers and onions. So, I got a few left from that recent 12-pack, but I'm running out. I think I have like one other. No, I have 2 other from the first 12-pack, one of them being the tuna. I don't like tuna, so that one I'm just going to loot for the sides, because that one has some pretty good sides. And the other one I think is just like chili, which I'll probably just have that one the next few days here. But I'm running out. I need some more. They're half off. So I bought 24 of them.
How much did that cost?
So I bought the like dual pack, which comes with both case A and case B. And if it'll load, I'll pull it up now. But it just doesn't want to fucking do anything apparently. So I guess I'll hold on. Why is my Bluetooth still on? Don't have that on. Turn that off. Do the thing. There we go. It's arriving Wednesday, and it's not even half price. I bought 24 of them for $82, which is absolutely insanity. Because originally this would cost $240, but it's a fucking third of that price.
Goddamn right.
So when I saw it was $80 for 24, I was like, how can I resist? And the biggest reason why I'm actually able to spend this much money on MREs is because I eat them as genuine meals. And let me tell you, spending at that point, spending $3 per meal is insanity. Because it's for 24 of them, $80. It's $3 per. That's 30% of the original price. It is insane. Like I love MREs. I mean, I'm obviously not going to eat them all. The tuna is probably just going to get raided for the sides again.
I'm gonna go on a murdering spree.
I'm into that. But
Bought a machete and a gun and a lot of ammo.
That's real. You should get the bat for the melee weapon, because you can hit the ATMs and the soda machines and they drop some cash. Not a lot, but they repair every day. You can do it every day.
Oh, sick.
Indeed. But yeah, at $3 a meal, how can you resist, really? You get a full main course, some sides, sometimes a drink. You just have to have water to mix it with. It is genuinely just so nice. Because it's almost like a hobby ordering these MREs. And to combine a hobby with just daily necessity, like just meals I eat in a day, is so wonderful. It's so nice to be able to do that. And it's awesome. So if you are ever, interested in MREs and what they taste like, you should definitely buy them off Amazon, especially now. They're at the lowest price they've ever been. It's all like surplus MREs. The inspection date, they're good for around like 3 to 5 years, I believe, if kept in good condition, but they can absolutely last longer than that if kept in like ideal conditions like
which is room temperature.
Yeah, well, if you keep it like a little bit colder even, they can last way longer, but just keeping them at room temperature in a dry environment, they'll last like a very long time. Like they're bought for like meal prep. I buy them just for everyday consumption. But, if you're ever I assume someone died for that reaction.
I gave Beth the deal for the 4 OG Kush, and then immediately pulled up my revolver and shot her in the head at point-blank range. And she dropped like a sack of potatoes.
That's real.
She's dead.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm gonna test out the machete. Oh, the cops are looking for me.
But yeah, if you're ever interested in buying MREs, do it now. Get like a 3-pack off Amazon or something, and test it out. See if you like it. If you like it, well, you can buy them. If you really like them, like I do, like we do, you can just buy them, eat them, and it'll be epic. And it's like $3 a meal. I mean, even when they weren't $3, when they were $10, like $10 a meal is not bad. It's definitely a little bit, like I would prefer it to be cheaper, but it's kind of similar to like what I would normally pay for other meals, like when I'm going out to eat or something. You can definitely get cheaper by like making it at home, but for $3, I don't know how much cheaper you can get making home meals that taste as at least somewhat as good as a fucking MRE. I don't know, but it is genuinely a wonderful thing, and I am absolutely going to be continue to purchase them. I actually just like took out my trash recently, and I have like a clear trash bag, and it was almost exclusively just like MRE garbage. Like all the packaging
real.
they come, and I was like, damn, that really puts into this perspective. Yep, that's the one.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Indeed. Yeah, like it was just like that and fucking Subway, because I work at Subway, I eat Subway like all the time. I probably honestly eat more Subway than I do MREs still, just because how often I am working, which it's actually slowing down this next week. So Expert Realism is gonna get edited. It's gonna be epic, and I'm gonna have some fucking time to myself finally to chill out more than I usually would. It's gonna be epic.
Murdering people to death.
That's real. But yeah, one last thing probably. The Wi-Fi. I mentioned earlier, my Wi-Fi. Well, I've mentioned multiple times my Wi-Fi isn't great. I probably at least once an episode of StenchCast, you'll hear my Wi-Fi sucks. But I mentioned in this episode it might be getting better, and the reason I say that is because our good friend Jacob, he lives very close to me. We live basically on the same road. He's just up the road a little, and I heard a little something that, he was out for a walk. He was walking his dog, whatever, and he comes across this one guy who is just like doing something. I didn't know. I don't know what specifically he said he was doing, but he was doing something, and he goes up and asks like, oh, what's going on here? And the guy, this freaking guy, okay, he mentions how he works for Verizon, and that he's scouting out the area because Verizon plans on putting in a fiber optic cable, which, if you don't know, fiber optic cable is like the best fucking Wi-Fi you could ever possibly get. And if they're putting a goddamn fiber optic cable out on this road, on my road, in the middle but fuck nowhere bum ass country, life will elevate to unbelievable levels. Because trying to be a YouTuber, streamer, just someone who lives their life online and having Wi-Fi that maxes out at like 50 megabytes a second is... it's kind of hard to do, in truth.
Eat shit and die.
Amen.
Just read a real estate sign that said eat shit and die.
Oh, yeah. That's real.
Continue, I'm sorry.
But it also, before I got this Verizon hotspot box, which, you know, we went to Verizon to try and get better Wi-Fi. We're technically not even supposed to have this fucking Wi-Fi box. I don't know how we got it, but we have it. And we're not even supposed to have it, and it still sucks. If that puts into perspective just how bad my Wi-Fi is. But before we got it, I think my Wi-Fi maxed out at 2 megabytes per second. Which is just so abysmal that if I still had that now, I probably would have killed myself. Not exaggerating. Like, that is just unbelievably horrible. I don't know how I lived. The only reason I lived like that was because I was still on PlayStation with a 500 gigabyte hard drive. So, every time I had to delete a game, I just set it to download overnight. I'd come back and it'd be done. Unless I wanted to play Ark, Survival, and then in that case, I'd have to wait like 3 days for it to get done downloading, and that's after I take it out to the Wi-Fi box that wasn't in my room at the time and plug it in with Ethernet. That was truly like the dark ages of doom and evil, and it was rough. It was bad. And if I ever have to live like that again, I won't. I just simply won't.
I bought a Viper. I'm gonna hit people with it.
That's real. Schedule 1's a great game. We've been playing it individually. We played a little bit on a multiplayer save. It was epic. Repo came out recently. I'm just like rapid fire going through some other things real quick. Repo came out recently. Great game. It's a bit late to talk on it, so I'm not gonna keep talking on it, but excited for the updates. Same with Schedule 1, excited for those updates. Another game I've been playing recently is Blueprints, roguelike, funny game. I like that quite a bit. I bought the Indiana Jones game and clocked about 6 hours on it. And the Monster Hunter game, I clocked in about like 4 hours on it. So 2 games that I paid full price for, which was like it was like $70 for each. And I put a collective of like less than 10 hours on. And then you got Repo and Schedule 1, which I put almost probably 100 hours in collectively. And those cost like $30 collectively. So, you know, that just puts into perspective that indie gaming is absolutely ruling the market right now. It isn't, but, you know, for me, it is, because just indie games are... And I'm not saying Monster Hunter and Indiana Jones suck. It just, I don't know why, but they couldn't keep my attention. I'm very surprised that Indiana Jones couldn't keep my attention. Or rather, I think the reason I stopped playing Indiana Jones was because I like to watch videos, because I'm a Zoomer. I'm a Gen Z retard who has the attention span of a goldfish. I need to watch videos while I play my games, but I can't do that with Indiana Jones because it's one of those games that one. Indiana Jones is a game that's supposed to kind of emulate a movie, emulate them like a movie, because the cutscenes are very cinematic, but it's also an RPG, so it's not like a walking simulator like Left 4 Dead is. But, you know, fuck that game, alright? Piece of shit, fucking walking. Who would play a game like that, honestly? Like, just the worst thing imaginable, but...
I just ran 2 people over. One of them was a cop.
It's real. But yeah, that has been our StenchCast...
Shot at me.
Our returning StenchCast episode. Our 2-hour special.
I'm dead.
He died. He's dead. The
I don't
end.
have Van anymore.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, my last save was the morning of.
Yeah,
I could buy it again.
that's real. I don't know where I am. I'm lost in the world. But yeah, that does it.
Welcome.
That does it for the StenchCast 2-hour special returning for the summer.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's epic. It's awesome. It's crazy wild style, you know, and whatever. Yeah, we've been StenchCast. You can check us out on our main channels, which is where you came from, which is Jerry Williams and Savo and such. And I have a Twitch channel, which is the same name. We have a Discord, which is free to join. That's in the channel bio, I believe. We got a few people in there if you want to come stop by and, you know, send us weird images or something. I think that's happened before, probably. Yeah, or we got Thiefman Bunga. Shout out to that guy. That's a true fan of the Jerry Williams 01 Savo cinematic universe, StenchCast universe. But yeah, that's our Discord, which is epic, and you can do epic stuff. We also have a Patreon, but don't worry about that for now. That'll be fixed at some point in the future. Never. It's not being fixed. Actually, if I get that fiber optic cable, Patreon's back up, baby. All right, that's the only condition. But it's just, other than that, it's never fucking happening. Oh, I finished the new intro, so I hope you liked that when you saw it. Yeah, so that's gonna be epic. We haven't made a new outro yet, so it's still the shitty, low quality PNG of the inside of a porta potty. So that
Real.
that's still like that. But yeah, we have one last thing. I uploaded some new videos since we've been gone, which are epic, and you should totally go watch some Bone Lab videos, a Left 4 Dead video in there. Actually, a few. I got a couple movies. I completely forgot about that. 1 year anniversary for the Expert Realism series. I made a movie combining every single episode of the series into one giant 5-hour long movie, and then I immediately uploaded a second movie that's 2.5 hours long that was completely edited from scratch of me playing Expert Realism pistol only solo with Getting the Gnome and Dark Carnival. That was fun. 2.5 hours. Definitely go watch that. That was epic. Make sure to stay tuned for our future projects, as we have not only Expert Realism, but Jordan has some epic video essays coming out that are definitely worthwhile to watch. I got but yeah, he's got plenty of videos coming out that are gonna be epic. And go do that. I'm gonna go pass out because I'm out of breath. I've been talking for like 2 hours straight, and you got anything else to add?
Fuck you.